Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment's 32 teams, 32 days, and today we're talking about the Los Angeles Rams. And last year we had a very interesting conversations, Rams fans, as last year I went a little bold and I said the Rams would go 4-12. You can go back and check the video. Rams fans were so angry at me, they said, no way, no how. They started 3-1. I had a bunch of Rams fans commenting on that video saying, ha ha ha. And then at the end of the season, I was saying, ha ha ha. I knew the team was not going to be very good last year. In fact, honestly, I couldn't believe they were even decent the couple years before that. I knew that the storm had to hit, and it finally hit last season. But with that said, what will be the story this season? We have Sean McVay in as head coach. We have new changes, new additions. We're going to talk about this team, talk about their strengths, their weaknesses, give you a fantasy outlook for this team, and end this video with a win-loss prediction for the LA Rams. Remember to head over to sportsfanentertainment.com for the article previewing the Rams. Link will be down in the description box below. It will not be written by me, so I have a different perspective on the LA Rams. And by the way, this video is coming one day late because of the Sammy Watkins trade. I had to redo this video because this was big news. So let's start with the Rams' strengths, and we're going to start with their defensive line. Aaron Donald leading the way. This guy is an absolute beast, and we all know this, and we all understand this. I mean, are you kidding me? Is he the best defensive lineman in the NFL? I'd make the argument it's either he or J.J. Watt or Von Miller or Khalil Mack if you're making the argument that they're on the defensive line, but they're not on the defensive line all the time. Aaron Donald is on the defensive line all the time, and this guy is an absolute stud. But next to him, you have Michael Brockers, okay? And this guy is going to be moving over to nose tackle in the Rams' new 3-4 scheme. This is going to be an interesting transition for him. I expect for him to do well, but he has been in a 4-3 for his entire career. This will be an interesting transition, but he's always been a better run defender than a pass rusher anyway, so he should be fine in this position, but I'll look out for that. Now, next to these two guys right now, it's a real question mark. It looks like Ethan Westbrooks will be the starter at the defensive line next to these two guys. I don't love him. Dominique Easley could have had a chance, but he got injured yet again. Looks like his career is in huge trouble. So we'll see. But with Aaron Donald and Michael Brockers being 2 out of your 3 defensive linemen, you have to love that. You have to love the defensive line in LA. We move on to their other strength, and for the first year in I don't know how many years, maybe ever, okay, it feels like ever for the LA Rams, the wide receivers is a strength for this football team. I cannot tell you the last time this was true for the LA Rams. If you remember me last season, I hated the wide receiver core. I'm not a big fan of Tavon Austin at all, and yet for the last couple years, the Rams have been trying to shove him down our throats, telling us that, yeah, Tavon Austin's so good, and he's going to be our number 1 or number 2 wide receiver. Well, things are changing in LA because Les Snead has finally realized, oh, wait a minute, he's not good. We need to get in position to where he's our number 4 wide receiver. So what have you done? Let's start what you did yesterday as you traded for Sammy Watkins. Great trade by the LA Rams here. Okay, Sammy Watkins, who was underappreciated for the Buffalo Bills. Yes, he has not played a full year since his rookie year, but okay, his second year, he surpassed 1,000 yards in 13 games playing with Tyrod Taylor, okay, getting almost 33% of the market share in Buffalo in terms of the passing yards. That's really good. Second year, only played 8 games, got injured, but man, when this guy's healthy, he makes an impact, and I still think he has potential to be a top 10 wide receiver in this league. Love that. Then you go out and you get another Buffalo Bill, but you did this in free agency, and you got Robert Woods back in March. Okay, now this guy I don't love, and I really didn't love him when y'all were talking about him potentially being a number 1 wide receiver for you, but now we're talking about him being a potential number 2, which he was for Buffalo. And again, leaving Buffalo, leaving a place where passing yards were hard to come by, perhaps now you're going to see Robert Woods take a nice step forward. Again, I don't think he's very good at all. I think he's a number 2 definitely. I may even argue he's a below average number 2, but it's better than what you've had in the past with Tavon Austin. He's just better than Tavon Austin. Okay, and then you drafted Cooper Kupp in the 3rd round, high 3rd round pick coming out of Eastern Washington. This guy is skilled. He has good hands, and he's been making an impact in training camp. And now Tavon Austin is a number 4 wide receiver. And as a number 4 wide receiver, I can endorse this. Okay, as a number 4, Tavon Austin, that's a good role for him. You know, have him run some stupid wide receiver jet sweeps, have him run some stupid go routes every now and then, and now he has a good role. As a number 1 or number 2, forget about it. Look at the weaknesses, though, for this football team. And guys, we have to start with the quarterback position, okay? Right now, as of this moment, okay, as of August 12th, 2017, the quarterback position is a weakness for the LA Rams. As of this moment, Jared Goff is not good, and we have not seen Jared Goff be good in the NFL yet. Now, perhaps Sean McVay, the new head coach, is going to come in and is going to get something out of Jared Goff that we have not seen. Okay, cool. As of this moment, he's a weakness because last year he was awful. And I get it. The offensive line was bad. The wide receivers weren't good. The run game was awful. Neither was he. Okay, he turned the ball over too much, averaged about 123 yards per game, which was absolutely pathetic. He was not good. Okay, period. Okay, look at the tight end position. Now, this could not be a weakness. It just depends on the 2nd round pick, Gerald Everett, coming out of South Alabama. Now, this guy could come in and be quite good, but he's a rookie. Okay, and Tyler Higbee, who you also have, he really didn't do much last year. Okay, same goes with Tamarick Hemingway, who you took in, I believe, in the 6th round last year, right? Your tight ends right now, they're just unproven in the NFL, really unproven, to the point where I just have to put this as a weakness right now for your football team. Look at the cornerbacks for this football team. This may be surprising, right? We have Trumaine Johnson. He's so good. Yes, you're right. You have Trumaine Johnson. But who else do you have? I mean, currently looking at this Rams cornerback depth chart, you have Nickel Roby-Coleman. Okay, this guy's a slot corner. He's actually a decent slot corner. We also have Troy Hill, who's just not very good. Kayvon Webster, same thing. Blake Countess, same thing. Michael Jordan, same thing. I don't care about this Rams cornerback depth chart at all, outside of Johnson and Roby, and even Roby can struggle at times. Okay, so the cornerbacks is weakness to me in LA. And also the depth. I mean, they don't have good depth on this roster at all in LA. Don't love the backup quarterback right now. Dan Orlovsky and Sean Mannion at the quarterback position. Oh my God. Running back Lance Dunbar currently nursing an injury, out indefinitely to his knee. Don't love that situation. Malcolm Brown, also a backup running back. Who the hell is that? Wide receivers are actually decent. I talked about that earlier. The tight ends, you have some decent depth, but that's just because the starters aren't very good, right? So it's not a big drop-off, right? Losing Gerald Everett wouldn't be a big drop-off because how much better is he than Tyler Higbee, right? But that's not really helping your case. Backup offensive lineman, not very good either. The depth on this roster is not good. Backup safeties, Marquis Christian, Cody Davis. Backup linebackers, Samson Ebukam, Bryce Hager. Backup defensive lineman, Mike Puselli, Luis Trinsapasa, Hanzo Smart, Omarius Bryant, Mike Purcell. Backup edge rushers, Ejon Price, Josh Forrest, Morgan Fox. Who are these people? Look, I follow the draft. Y'all know I follow the draft. I don't know any of these people. I do remember Marquis Christian and Tanzel Smart, but that's pretty much it. In the past 3 drafts, I've never heard of these people. The backups in LA are not good, and that's problematic because although the Rams are pretty healthy right now, like they have not sustained a lot of injuries to their team, what's going to happen when they do? That's problematic. Look at the positions that are neither strengths nor weaknesses for this team, though. Let's start with the running back position, Todd Gurley. Now, last year, he was a weakness, period. I know you're going to blame the offensive line and the passing game and say, well, that hurt him, and you're right. But anytime you average under 3.5 yards per carry, there's something wrong with the running back, okay? Period. Okay, that's just the case. I've never seen someone average 3.2 yards as a running back and be good, okay? That just, what? I mean, have you ever seen a good running back average 3.2 yards per carry? No. Now, he has to improve. I mean, his vision was not nearly as good in his second year as it was in his first. Okay, it's just the case. It's just the truth. I don't know what happened to him. I think he kind of mailed it in as the year went on. He got frustrated early. I expect a bounce back year though for Todd Gurley, but guys, call it what it is. Last year, he wasn't good. 3.2. I mean, who is a good running back in this league that has ever averaged 3.2 yards per carry? Has LaShawn McCoy ever done it? No. Adrian Peterson? No. Marshawn Lynch? No. Chris Johnson? No. No. That's a problem, okay? I've never seen it. Your offensive line was not that bad. It was bad. It was an all-time intergalactic bad to where this guy should be averaging 3.2 yards per carry. Okay, that is ridiculous. Look at other positions. Offensive line could end up being quite good. You signed Andrew Whitworth in free agency from the Cincinnati Bengals. I like him. Roger Saffold at left guard. I like this guy. Center John Sullivan. Now, he used to be really good, but he hasn't played in 2 years at this point. He missed the entire 2015 season with, I believe, a Liz Frank injury, and then he also only played last year like 1 game. He was a backup for the Redskins. Sean McVay, I guess he liked what he saw, brought him in. We'll see what he can do now. He's gotten older and he hasn't played in 2 years. Okay, so we'll see about him. Right guard Rob Havenstein. I like him at guard. We'll see how he does there. And then Jamon Brown at right tackle. It appears as if that's going to be the case. Maybe Havenstein will play right tackle and Jamon Brown will be at right guard. We'll see. They're doing some shuffling right now in training camp. We'll see. The offensive line could be good, though. I'm looking out for it. This could actually turn to a strength for the football team after being horrible for years, and Andrew Whitworth will be the main proponent of that, the main change there. Linebackers. You know, to me, it's okay. Okay, you have Robert Quinn. Now, he's been injured the past 2 years, man. He has not played 9 games last year, 8 games the year before that. Don't love that. But when he's healthy, he's good. Wasn't great against the run last year, but he gets after the passer. Connor Barwin, not good last year. This guy has lost a step. It looks like maybe he's going to regain that step for the LA Rams, but he's been concerning me lately. We have Alec Ogletree and Mark Barron in the middle. I think they're good. I think they're fine. They're not great, but they're fine. But the outside linebackers, I'm not in love with right now, so problems there. Safeties could end up being a real strength for this football team. I mean, I like Maurice Alexander. LaMarcus Joyner, to me, is a decent player. I couldn't put it as a strength, though, because neither of these guys are Pro Bowlers. I mean, this is not going to be a top 5 safety position in the league. It could be top 10, right about there, so it could end up being a strength, but I just couldn't put it there for this LA Rams team. So we move on to some fantasy projections for this football team. So Jared Goff, okay, it's difficult to project this guy. Is he a complete bust or not? To me, the answer is somewhere in the middle, because I've been down for 3,300 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. This would not be the most encouraging year for Jared Goff. This is what I'm projecting. I think you still start him next year if you had this stat line, but maybe not the year after if you had it again. Look at running back Todd Gurley. I expect a resurgence, okay? Because again, 3.2, guys, that's not good. But I have him getting over 4 this year. 275 carries, 1,100 yards, and 7 touchdowns for Todd Gurley. Still not a viable backup in LA, so he's going to get a lot of the market share in LA in terms of rushing yards. And then Sammy Watkins, I'm only projecting 1,000 yards for him, which is similar to what he had in Buffalo, and people complain about that. But again, is Jared Goff going to throw for 4,000 passing yards? I don't think so, and neither do you. Okay, so that's a problem. And again, these wide receivers are pretty good. So I'm expecting Cooper Kupp to contribute 500-600 yards. I'm expecting Robert Woods to contribute 500-700 yards. I'm expecting Gerald Everett to contribute 400 yards, and they're talking about getting Todd Gurley involved in the receiving game. Maybe he gets 200 or 300 yards as well. So Watkins will get about 1,000, but you'll like his impact. You'll re-sign him, hopefully, and you'll love him for years to come, especially if Jared Goff becomes a more prolific passer in the future. We've got some bold predictions for this football team. Sean McVay beats his former team. Week 2, the Rams go up against the Washington Redskins in LA. I think they get it done. Sean McVay gets revenge-ish on his old team. I'm not sure if there's any sour grapes there, but he gets revenge regardless. Number 2, Rams go 3-3 in the NFC West. They've been doing this recently, although last year y'all got swept by the 49ers. But yeah, I think you guys go 3-3 in the NFC West. I think you guys beat every single team in the NFC West. I think you beat the Seahawks again. I think you beat the Cardinals and the 49ers, but maybe the Seahawks or Cardinals sweep you, but if that's the case, I can see you guys sweeping the 49ers instead. So I think 3-3 is a safe projection for the LA Rams. And then number 3, the Rams finally paid Trumaine Johnson, okay? They haven't paid this guy yet. They've been holding out, doing this and that, franchising this guy for 2 straight years. I think they finally paid cornerback Trumaine Johnson. So look at my win-loss predictions for this LA Rams team. Best case scenario to me, I see 7-9. I can see there being a scrappy team, a difficult team, a team that surprises teams where they're not really expecting. But to me, 8-8, 9-7, it's possible, like maybe a 5% chance just because there's so much uncertainty with Sean McVay. But look at this roster, I just can't buy it. Remember what the Rams really were last year. This is what y'all really were. Y'all weren't just a 4-12 team, really bad. Y'all were a 3-1 team that finished 1-11. Okay, you went 1-11 in your last 12 games. Okay, and it got really bad. It got to the point where y'all were losing to the 49ers, man. I mean, y'all got swept by the 49ers, man. Y'all weren't good last year. And you have to believe that some of that's going to carry over to this season. That it wasn't all Jeff Fisher. I mean, he was part of it. But it wasn't all of him. I mean, there are some talent problems on this roster. They're very young, and Sean McVay being a young head coach won't help either. Worst case scenario to me, I can see as low as 3-13. Honestly, I can see 3-13 because if Jared Goff is a bust, okay, and I don't think that he's a complete bust, but if he is, your floor is the absolute floor in 3-13. I mean, it could be even worse, okay, because how are you going to win games? The defense should still be decent, maybe even pretty good, but moving the football with a bust as your quarterback is just way too difficult, okay, so we have to look out for that possibility. And my prediction is 5-11, and I really wanted to say 6-10. I really did. But I was really generous by saying you're going to go 3-3 in your own division. And looking outside of your division, going against the NFC East. And then the AFC South, like every single one of those teams in the AFC South is just at least as good as you, if not better, right? I mean, the Jags, they're at least as good as you, but you travel to them. You get the Colts at a good time. And the Texans, the Titans, they're just better, okay? Just at least 2, 3, 4, 5 games better, okay? If you guys had some more easy matchups on your schedule, let's say you guys went up against the New York Jets or the Cleveland Browns, then you guys could have some more wins here. But I think the schedule is just too difficult for your current roster makeup. I think you go 5-11, but I think you're more encouraged than discouraged, whereas last season, y'all were more discouraged than encouraged. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the LA Rams 2017-18 season. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. Tell me what you think about the LA Rams down in the comment section below. Check out SFE's social media links down in the description box below. And until next time, I'm out. See you all later.